I'm clicking the wrong buttons. There we go. That's life split. Alright, let's go and do some practice. That was extremely close and tight. Nearly butchered that. There we go. Well, it's not too good, but it's still fine. Ah, for fuck. Come on. Oh, that's a reset. But that was pretty good. Getting better at the hot sections, and that is extremely important. So my spacebar feels like kind of weird. Ah. V-hop. Let me try something. Does it feel when I don't have a preview? Okay, it doesn't really make a difference if I have the preview enabled or not. Oh! The 50. Not the best tutorial area. Some really nice parts. Oh, nice. Oh no. Well, I screwed up the fast cycle. Whatever. See what cycle I do get from this now. That's fine. That's not really good. Okay. That's still fine. Oh no. Well, still fine. I was really not that great, but it's still fine. Dropping B-hops left and right. Kinda scuffed, but still fine. That's not really what I was looking for, but still, at least I was able to rescue it. Ah, screw it. That's not actually bad now. Oh mate, this world too is really scuffed. So far at least. Well, it had a really good beginning, but then I feel like some inputs are dropped or something. There we go, line up. go. Lined up. And I'm good to go. That's gonna be very tight. Yeah, that's pretty yikes at time losses. Oof. That's really bad though, me being on 2 HP. I'm thinking really quick where I can get a heal, but I cannot think of anything really quick. Fuck. Oh, the run is not that. The run is not that. Roll too far forward. Okay. Take the other strat. I know the run stat, but let's see how far I can come. I still have a few time saves here. Question is, do I actually need that ventilation shaft? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my god. Oh, that's really bad though. Do I need it? Yeah, I need it. Okay. Yeah, that just resets my entire upward momentum, the leg spike. I need to have already high enough height to do that. Right. Like, this is enough momentum. But now I jump my double jump. Okay, I gotta be careful with my momentum though. I need high momentum first of all. To do that trick. I mean, isn't it up here, right? Yeah, it's up here. Alright, let's see how long this split takes. Hey, Cuddy. Oh, nice. I'll hop into VC in a second. Really didn't mean to go into voice chat. Hey, Cuddy.
Yo. How are you doing?
I'm pretty okay. Just my last 2 days before I have to go back to work. And I'm not that excited to go back to work.
I can understand that.
Yeah, but it's fine. I practiced some of the strats. Somewhat consistent now. Some of the newer stuff, I guess. I'm just still not sure if I want to do the new laser puzzle skip, because I soft lock like 60% of the time.
Okay.
I'm just finishing this run then. You had a look at the schedule, right? Times?
Yep.
Okay, so I guess I will mostly focus on like gameplay itself, because I'm quite worried about just messing everything up.
That's fine with me.
Okay. So in that case, what do you want, or what do you think would be like good?
I can commentate most of it and then give you cue to talk when I know it's not too stressful moment.
I guess that's pretty good. Yeah. So I mean, you're up to date with the run, right?
There's only one trick that I cannot explain, but everything else I'm up to date, yes.
Which trick is that?
The one where you jump in mid-air with the jetpack.
Oh well, I'd never use it at any point.
Oh, that's good.
Because I figured out hammer skip is actually not that difficult. I just sucked at it for the longest time. So I'm back to just doing hammer skip.
Alright, thanks.
The mid jetpack jump is really never used. At least I didn't find any use cases for it outside of like out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought you were still using it for the armor, but
no, I'm not really good. I don't hit it anymore since my new keyboard and new PC, so I'll just stop using it.
that will make my commentating life easier.
Yeah. Outside of that, yeah. I mean, I can go over one run quickly. So,
Sure.
there will be probably again the incentive about like choosing the model if you want any either Sonic,
Trade or normal.
I still hope for Samus because it's like the most. I like this skin the most.
You've practiced with all three of them though, right?
Not with Sonic. Because I don't like the Sonic one. It blocks my vision, and every time it's Sonic. Every time I had this incentive, everyone was just voting for Sonic. No one
Win
appreciated.
to win.
Yeah. Yeah, right, I guess. So I'll just without time, I guess. Yeah.
Alright.
So do we wanna just do like a demo run or something?
Sure. I can start. Do you want to start the presentation or
Yeah.
just start the commentary?
I guess I can start. Hello, I'm Matzy. I'm gonna show you Skylar Plux Any. And with me I have Cuddy Flame, gonna help me with the commentary. Because
Hi, oh, you continue.
yeah, I have to focus a lot, so I will talk that much. So it's hard to focus.
So hi, I'm Cuddy Flame, world record holder, so I'm gonna be commentating. And we'll see how it goes. Are you ready to start?
Yes, I am. Which incentive did win? Oh great, it's the Samus Aran one. Perfect. Beautiful. Alright. So timing starts once we start moving, so I can already load into level, just not press anything, just give me a countdown when the timer starts.
Alright, so in 3, 2, 1, go. So Skylar Plux, as you can see, is a 3D platformer. The main thing you will see about this game is the movement mechanic called bunny hopping. We do that when jumping right before landing, so the game doesn't count us as landing and keep our falling speed. So with that we're gonna build really fast speed, and that's how we're gonna move through the level almost all the time. The more speed you get, the faster you will go, of course. And if you miss a bunny up, you're gonna lose your momentum and you're gonna lose time.
Just
So
like that.
here, yeah, just like that. So here you can see it moving in the cutscene. It's the only instance where you can move during a cutscene, but we have our way around it anyway, that we're gonna show you later in the run. So right now, fun fact is, he's currently doing a new route. We usually pick 300 shards in the first tutorial level, but he's not gonna pick them because we found a way to skip the door unlocking and just go over it. So yeah, right now he's in the main hub. This is where we're gonna have to go after collecting all the 3 artifacts we have to collect. Yeah, we have to collect 3 artifacts to finish the game. Spoiler, sorry. And we're gonna have to go on the main Loa each time to give them. But this time we don't have to go, since like I said, we're gonna do it out of bound first. Here is short cutscene, we're gonna skip it. Most cutscenes are skippable in the game. The one who aren't, we can move through them through a certain glitch that I'm gonna explain later. So here is the first door. We're gonna climb on this tree, go on this side of the door, and go on the other side to go past it. Beautifully executed. So yeah, you cannot go in the left side of the door, so that's why we didn't come up with this before, but someone tested it and there's actually no invisible wall on the right side, so that's what makes this trick possible. So into World 1, we're gonna pretty much, instead of taking the intended path, we're just gonna climb the mountain.
That actually never happened before.
Never happened. Yeah, this pipe is actually non-existent, so if you try to catch up on it, it doesn't work. Alright, so we have 2 strats here. You can use the hammer to push yourself, or we can take this path to go. I'm not sure which one is faster actually.
Oh, it's the hammer, but I guess I think it's the hammer.
But you got the bad cycle.
Yeah, because I messed up and I had to read a checkpoint. Because the pipe is not solid.
Always a backup strat. So we picked up our first item, the jetpack. Do you want to explain it, or?
Alright, oh. Yeah, so the jetpack basically is, there are 3 power-ups in the game. In theory, there's only 1 required to beat the game, but we're gonna collect all of them because they are all pretty useful. And the second one is kinda still necessary to beat the second world. We can't enter the third world faster. But the jetpack is in theory completely optional. It's just much easier and much faster to move around with it.
Yeah, with the jetpack you have a gliding ability, so it's gonna be really useful in the next world we're gonna go in soon. And yeah, it's gonna be much more useful for movement. You don't have to touch the land as often, so you keep your momentum more. If you're bad at bunny hopping, you can use that to your advantages. So yeah, here we're getting to the end of the level 1. We didn't see a lot of it there. It's way bigger than you think it is if you've seen the full and normal gameplay through. And we're gonna go give our balls to the cage Loa because we didn't rescue it, like I said. Which is pretty funny, it's just gonna stay caged in the whole time. So into World 2.
The interesting part as well is now that the lower is now doubled. So if you free the lower, there's actually a cloned lower then.
Interesting indeed. And I think you can duplicate it? Or am I wrong on that?
Hmm?
Can you duplicate the Loa or no?
Yeah. If you open the cage, then there are 2 lowers.
Yeah. So yeah, the first part of the World 2 is already done. So here he's gonna move in the cutscene. Like I said, you're not supposed to move in the cutscene. So how did he do that? By alt-tabbing out and alt-tabbing back in the game, you're cancelling the cutscene somehow and you're able to move during the cutscene. Then you saw him skipping the cutscene. We have to wait for a trigger for the save or else we're gonna get sent back to the beginning of the level. That's why he didn't skip it instantly. And he moved a bit while waiting for the trigger to happen. So right now he's going over the first part of the temple. There are 4 puzzles in the first part, but we don't want to do them, so we're just gonna go over them and enter the second part of the temple. Well, we're entering through the end of it. We have to do the 3 puzzle of the second part of the temple because it trigger a tree and the tree trigger the cutscene we need to unlock the artifact. We cannot reach it without the tree, unfortunately. It's just not possible. So then again, he's gonna alt-tab back of the game and in, so he can move during the cutscene. This is one of the 4 unskippable cutscenes, I believe, of the game. So yeah, the tree is gonna spawn soon and he's gonna be able to move on it just like that and reach the second puzzle. He's even gonna start to make the second puzzle before the cutscene ends, and then the cutscene ends, it fades back to your character and you've already made progress.
Yes.
So this second puzzle teach you how to do the third puzzle actually. It's something really not foreseen when you're playing casually. A lot of people forget about the second puzzle and spend a lot of time on the third puzzle. I can tell you that first-handed.
Yes, me too, and I saw so many streamers having issues with the last puzzle. And yeah. Just funny.
Yes, again, unskippable puzzle cutscene. He's gonna move through it. It's really hard to move in it, but he done it. He's done it. You can soft lock if you do it wrongly and landed the water at the wrong time.
Yeah.
But that was pretty well executed. So yeah, the third puzzle, you basically just do like the second puzzle, but with a wider range. And that's basically the last puzzle we will do in the game, I believe.
Yep, it is.
Alright, so are you moving during this cutscene or no?
Slightly. I'm gonna move on the first platform, but that's about it. Trying to get on the mushroom, because this one is like one of the more tricky cutscenes to move through, and in theory you can move to the entire end section already, but it's very, very difficult because the camera angle changes constantly, which changes your input directions. So that's a nightmare.
Exactly, few people have been able to do that cutscene blindly when in the cutscene. But that's fine. So yeah, here is the tree that we spawn with this tree puzzle. Tree, yes. And here's the second artifact. So that's World 2, and World 3 is gonna introduce a new mechanic that we have not seen. Well, a new glitch that we have not seen, as it is not intended.
And also one of the reasons why we pick up the jetpack. Because the jetpack actually offers even more than just utility.
Do you want to explain the trick, or do you want to focus?
Wanna focus.
Alright, so basically what he's gonna do is he's gonna use the the jetpack ability to roll on the ground. By doing so, he's gonna cancel the water damage, like that, and he's gonna be able to land under, out of bound basically, and he's gonna able to save his location before he respawn. When you take damage, basically you're usually stuck in an animation above the damage death mark, and you're not gonna be able to move, and then it's gonna respawn you on the land. But since you cancel that animation with the rolling one, you're just gonna be able to go through and then be able to save your location on the ground. If you don't find any ground while doing this, you won't save your location and you will be above the death play thing again. And he's gonna do that a second time. You're gonna do the more risky one technically.
Yes.
But fast. Yes. Oh, what?
I know why. So that happens if you don't hold your rolling button for long enough, because you get out of the animation early.
Alright,
So,
that makes sense. So he's
cancel.
gonna save. Yeah, he's gonna cancel the animation. He's gonna save his location here, and we're gonna try to skip a long puzzle by doing that. The only point is that if we go at the wrong place, since we cannot see the real ground, since we're out of bound, it might spawn into us and then sufflect us. If you die, do you get back your tree art or no?
Yeah, I would get. It's just muscle memory.
And what were you about to say?
I was mostly muscle memory. Yeah, I was actually just going for this right now because I was on an actually pretty good pace. I'm still considering doing this in marathon, maybe once.
And then doing the other way.
Because I have a quite generous estimate. Yeah, the problem is like what I really want to try to do is have enough momentum, because if you have enough speed, you just clip straight through. You just clip and it loads in, and while it loads in, you fly through everything. Also, excuse the hammering, they are doing schnitzel again. Our neighbors. No,
So yeah, so that was the 2 out of bound trick that we do. Yes, I think there's only 2. And that made us skip a lot of the level, although this is still one of the longer level, even with these 2 tricks. There's a lot of fighting in this level. Getting more health is usually what we will do in casual playthrough, but we don't have time to get more health in this. So we're just gonna have to beat the enemy and hope we don't take that much damage. The health system basically work by collecting shard. If you collect enough shard, you're gonna get back 1 heart.
yeah, that's right. It's quite generous, at least. With like you basically when there's like what 3-4 crates that you need to destroy, and you get 1 health back pretty much.
So right now he's going the only way out of bound where we don't have to cancel the damage trigger. They just forget that part, I guess, when putting block together. And you're gonna go under to see the checkpoint, right?
Yeah,
try at
but I basically forgot to change monitor settings, so it's pretty dark for me. There we go.
So yeah, moving in out of bound is tricky because not everything load at the same time. Something load just when you reach certain point, and something are just invisible ground, which make it a bit hard to move through, but it's still fun to see. So yeah, usually there's a huge fight here. If we're fast enough, we also have to wait for the enemy to spawn before fighting them. So we're going out of bound. And I believe we go into a small hole that I'm not sure how does it exist. But it exists, and then we go back and bound.
I also timed it actually for me, and it's actually faster to do it this way if I don't screw up.
Yes.
It takes so long for me for the enemies to load, usually because I'm so fast.
So yeah, that's the main point why we're doing this. It's a new route also. There's a lot of new routes that were not included in the world record. So technically it will be easy to beat, but there's the bunny hopping that's really hard to beat.
Yeah, it's a very a lot of things that you have to do well, and there are many small mistakes you can do, and there's easily add up.
Yes.
A really good segment can be just ruined by or bunny hopping. Yeah. Now I'm just moving in the cutscene and clearing enemies before the cutscene ends and the ball comes down that we continue to have the entire time. Just a little bit faster, and if there are few donations now, you have like a little bit to read them out.
Alright, so we have a $5 donation for Anonymous. That said, good luck with the run. Greeting from Germany. I love watching speedrun and
Long time viewer, first time donator.
exactly. So here there's gonna be 10 cutscenes to skip with a bit of movement. They're explaining the lore of the thing basically, but they decided to put it inside 10 cutscene, which is a bit ridiculous to me. But at least they're all skippable, so that's a good point. And fun fact that we don't really see, but there's cutscene that you skip by pressing escape to go to the menu and skipping cutscene, and there's other cutscene you skip by pressing space to turn. So yeah, final boss. He's gonna use the magnet first that we acquire in World 3 to grab the missile he's gonna launch to us and, well, do him damage. And then we're gonna use the time pause to slow down the time and do the most amount of it possible. If he's going fast enough, he's gonna be able to pull it in one cycle. If he's slow, he's gonna have to kill him with the second missile. Yeah.
Yeah, I jumped out of one attack, which basically means 2 phases. But normally you're supposed to like take 3 phases to kill this boss. But you can do it.
There's a phases where the goo rise above the water, but we never see. So yeah, that's the game, Skylar Plux.
Come on now, you big
So
doof.
I just want to point out
Free needle.
that despite me messing up and soft locking a few times and dying a few times there when trying to do the skip, I'm still, what, 2 minutes underestimate or something?
Pretty good.
And my estimate is super generous. Intentionally.
Because of Sonic.
Yes. Of Sonic.
You're just gonna walk with Sonic.
I'm just gonna see $50 for Sonic. Oh shit, I gotta donate 51 for that was. Yeah. Guess that's fine.
Yeah, I guess I'm not that bad.
So fine. I would say I can take over the liquid, the rolling animation glitch thingy.
Alright.
Because I thought I had to focus, but at that very moment I didn't really have to focus at all.
Yeah, it's pretty simple
Just-
and
yeah, yeah.
first.
Just roll and then wait for everything to fit. Man, I had such a good World 2. Like, Gold Split World 2. And my World 2 is insanely fast.
Damn.
But then again, like the run prior to this, I had a 48 tutorial.
Okay. When do you split in World 2?
When I collect the fuse, basically when I skip the cutscene,
Okay.
like in the loading screen. Those are my timing slots. So basically, I split in the loading screen. So loading screen once I leave the tutorial area. Then I split once I load into World 1. Then I split once I load back into the hub world, and then when I load back into the hub world, and when I load back into the hub world, and then when I when the screen fades black. And
Alright.
the loading screen comes. I'm positive I will hopefully soon get.
Yeah, you're gonna beat Barari soon.
I mean, it's just my biggest problem with the runs is often like I just choke. I just choke every single good run I have away. Or like I'm throwing my early game away and then I have an insane good late game and I'm like always plus 20 seconds in the end or something. And somewhere I save 30 seconds and it makes me so mad. Because
You're gonna get it soon.
yeah, I feel like I just want to get a sub 30, then I'm fine. I'm pretty happy with that. Even if I don't get world record, I just want to beat the. Okay, world record is honestly not that important for me, but I just want to like sub 13 personal goal.
Sub 13 is pretty close to world record.
Let me. True. True. I just realized. True.
It's 9th again. For world record.
Yeah. I'm so happy still. Like, I'm quite honestly super excited and happy about how far Skylar Plux came as a speed game. And how far the game got pushed by like all the individuals and all the people doing runs, glitch hunting. I'm always like, I was super stoked about the fact like when just like people that just come out from nowhere just find some random things like the early World 1 enter and skipping the lower cage. That was super exciting. It's super difficult to execute though.
I know, and you did it first try in your run.
Oh, I do it all the time first try. It's just super tricky because I found a lineup. I can actually show it what it means, so
Sure.
So basically, if you turn your camera into this direction and you jump forward, you always land on the torch. That's the first thing. So you land there. Then when you turn the camera this way and you spin and jump, double jump, spin, you always land on this. And you can jump here and then jump over. The only problem is
that's hard.
yeah, that not seeing anything. It just like, was it again that I did? Yeah. So I'm like trying to turn my camera this way, away, super fast of course, and then hold WD and then WA, jump on here, and then I just jump around here. But there's something I want to try out because now while I'm at it. Because I actually have never tried out to see if you can go further out of bounds once the door is open, so maybe there's some actual way to get early into World 3 now as well.
I doubt it. Maybe World 2.
Well, the question is if this is worth it, because I need to finish World 1 for this to open up.
But World 3 is pretty far. So that's why World 2 would make more sense.
Yeah. Just a question first, if you can even go out of bounds from here on. Can you jump on top? No, there's an invisible wall. Well, I don't think so.
Just
Whatever.
slippery.
Alright, so I'll need to invite you to this. Need to invite you to.
Fine. I'm in.
I just mentioned hopefully missions then.
And I'm probably gonna get it during setup of the run if they don't give it me now.
Yeah, I don't know any banners anymore about SpeedCon. Despite me working for SpeedCon for 3 years. 2017, 2018, 2019. No, 4 years, never mind. I worked at 4 marathon events from SpeedCon July. Oh, work for
19, 20, 21.
and working with ESA is fun.
I bet it is.
Well, expect marbles sometimes, but that's always like it is. But I made the I think top 3 most successful or like most interactive tweets from ESA were all by me. Which I'm really happy about. I got the right, I guess then do we just see each other then I guess next week when the run is? Or
Sure, except if you want to do more practice.
I guess we can do more practice. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be Skylar Plux Any. I'm joined by Cuddy Flame, who's doing the commentary. I'm gonna be quite focused a lot of the time, so he's gonna help me out with that.
Alright, so hi, I'm Cuddy Flame, world record holder, so I'm gonna do the commentary like he said. Are you ready for the run?
I am. Oh, beautiful. Samus won. Perfect.
I think there's a last minute donation, actually Sonic won.
Give me a second. That's Skylar.
Damn last minute donation.
Do you really want me to add Sonic one?
Yes, and then you're gonna PB and then...
Then I'm gonna be sad. Iron one, yep. I'm pretty sure what could possibly go wrong. Oh yeah, I can't do it right now because the game is running. Cursed blue ball.
His head is so big.
It's the biggest problem I have with him. His head is so gigantic, it feels like one of those big head mods. Anyways, okay. Oh yeah, so Sonic 1, I just switched quickly to Sonic model, so now we're ready. Gonna go and load into the game, and the timing starts once we move, so give me a countdown, and whenever...
Alright, so in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So Skylar Plux is a tree platformer. The main mechanic we will be using in the speedrun is gonna be the bunny hopping. We do the bunny hopping by jumping right before landing. The game doesn't count it as landing, so we're gonna build a lot of momentum with that. That's the main way we're gonna run through the level. If we manage to do a lot of combo, we're gonna go really fast, of course. But if we miss bunny up, it's gonna stop all the momentum and we're gonna have to rebuild it from the start. So here is the first cutscene of the game. You can move in it. You won't be able to move in the other cutscene, except with the trick that we're gonna use. But you'll see that later. So right now we're gonna move through the first level. Interesting fact is there was a route change since the last world record. we don't collect 300 shard anymore. Before we had to collect 300 shard to unlock level 1, but right now we can only skip above the door since there's no invisible wall on the right side of the door, which we're gonna see soon. So right now we're in the main hub. We're gonna go back here after each level, although we're not gonna see this part again. We're more gonna see the middle part of the hub a lot. And we're gonna reach a little cutscene here. So yeah, we're gonna soon be to the first door. Usually there's a cage Loa, we unlock the door like I said with 300 shards, but now he's gonna just try to go onto that tree. Yeah, oh, no tree. And he's gonna go above the door and on the right side inside World 1. So yeah, on the left side there's an invisible wall, but turned out there isn't on the right. So that's why it's possible to do this. World 1, we're gonna climb the mountain in a totally usual way. That's totally how you play this game casually. Here we miss the cycle. Usually we get pushed by the hammer, but there's a backup anyway. The hammer carry your momentum so you can get a big push to the jetpack. This time we took the detour. Do you want to explain how the jetpack works?
Yeah, sure. So the jetpack basically gives us a glide ability first of all, so we can glide, which is obviously pretty good. Okay, I'm not getting this anymore. I'm just going to back. But you can also charge up a very high jump, and that way you can jump even higher than normal. Even with your double jump, you couldn't reach those heights. And lastly, you can do roll.
So yeah, the gliding ability of the jetpack is gonna be really useful. That means we don't have to touch the ground as much, and that means there's less chance to lose momentum by just gliding instead of having to land each time. So yeah, we're gonna reach the end of World 1 here. Story-wise, we have to collect 3 artifacts, so there's 3 levels basically, or 3 map, 3 world, if we don't count the tutorial and the hub one. And after reaching each orb, we're gonna have to give it back to the Loa in the main hub, and then it's gonna open the door to the next level. Fun fact, the console version use a older build, so you can skip World 2 and just go above it, but on the PC version it's a newer build. So there's an invisible wall, so we have to open the door. So into World 2, this is where we're gonna see a lot of the glide being used. This is really a good place to practice bunny hopping. So you just jump and then glide, you skip a lot of portion also. And yeah, we're gonna collect the second ability, which is the time orb. It's gonna allow us to slow the time and also to turn it back with the little shrine that we can see right here. Second cutscene, I said we could not move during a cutscene. Well, I was wrong. If you alt-tab out of the game and back in-game, you can actually move inside the cutscene. It overrides the cancel movement for some reason, and it allowed us to progress. Unfortunately, he fell into the water, so he had to reload the last save, but that's still fine.
It's completely fine. So usually what we do, this cutscene goes even longer, but figures out there's a certain point where the game kind of saves, and once you reach that point of the cutscene and you just reload your last checkpoint, it skips the final bits of the cutscene. Yeah, I messed up my movement and fell into the water, which is not a problem at that part, but it still cost me a life and reset my position to a position that was further back, so it lost me just a little bit of time. And I need to recover some health.
Alright, so first temple, we skipped the first part of the temple by going above it. The second part we entered through the end, but we have to do the second part. Unfortunately, there's 3 cutscenes where a tree is gonna grow, and we have to grow it completely to spawn the artifact, the second one. So yeah, right now he's gonna move through the cutscene like I said, alt-tabbing back out of the game and back in. And he's gonna be able to start the next puzzle before the cutscene ends. So yeah, he's gonna do the tree puzzle. The tree is gonna grow. And we're gonna be able to collect the second artifact. This second puzzle teaches you how to do the third puzzle, but is really people usually forget about that when playing casually and take a lot of time to do the third puzzle. I can tell you about it.
Yep. Everyone does it. Literally everyone. You go on Twitch, casual streams, including myself when I first played it. Just messed it up.
See if someone recently spent 30 minutes on the third puzzle.
Ooh.
While the solution yes, when the solution is as easy as in the second puzzle. So yeah, though we know the puzzle by heart, so we don't really mess it up. It's fairly easy when you know how to do it. And there's multiple ways how to do it, but we just go for the fastest one we've found. Yeah, we're gonna do the third puzzle. There's gonna be another cutscene. This cutscene though is quite hard to move in. Do you want to explain why?
Yeah, so the problem with this cutscene is that the parts and moments where you can actually move in the cutscene are very slim. So, and the camera moves constantly. So, your movement is based on your camera position. So, a movement input is just constantly gonna be like going slightly left, going slightly right, and adjusting that is extremely difficult, adjusting to that camera. So I'd rather just move a little bit to the first mushroom and then ignore the other ones and just stay safe, because you can easily softlock, because the checkpoint is after each cutscene ends. There's a checkpoint again, and in case that you fail or fall down and you reload your checkpoint, it sets you back to that checkpoint. And if it's right above water, you softlock because you keep falling into water.
Yep, so one thing you know is that water gives you damage. And, well, any liquid gives you damage. And when doing a damage, it gives you an animation that you're stuck in it. But now he's gonna, Mats is gonna explain another trick that we can do to cancel that. If we're on the ground, we cannot do it when we're soft-locking since we're stuck in the air.
Yeah, alright, so I said... Oh. God damn it, wrong angle. I said that you can roll with the jetpack as well. So it figures that if you roll, it overrides any other animations being played, that also being the staggered animation. So by that you can just go through a liquid or kill plane, in this case, without just getting staggered and then sent back. The game calculates the last position it wants to send you back after being hit by a kill plane, by checking when you last stood still on a platform. So I'm gonna blame this right now on the Sonic skin.
So yeah, this is called the hammer skip. It's really hard. It's not as easy as it looks. The whole hammer is basically slippery, and there's a small part where you can stand on, and that's what it's trying to do. And then on the top, you have to stand here, and you have to jetpack before the hammer swing back, or it's gonna make him slip again back down.
Yeah.
Don't forget to die here after the checkpoint.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Good. So he's gonna do another out of bounds skip that we call them, or he's gonna cancel the animation like he explained. To skip a long, it's not really a puzzle, it's fairly easy. It's just a laser guiding stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's odd. That's legitimately odd.
So yeah, he's saving his position there.
Okay, yeah.
And then soft-locking. Thank you, Terraria Zoologist Lover, for the good luck.
I just want to point out the Sonic skin was insanely good with giving me good luck until World 3. Until the hammer skip. Okay, the question is, like, I feel like maybe it's actually a positional thing that the game can't put me down on the ground where I landed there.
Maybe since it's a bit slanted, like there's two pieces of ground with each other.
Come on.
So yeah, we didn't explain a lot of it, but we have a magnet right now. We can pull into thing and then grab a ball that we usually carry around the whole level. But we only see at 2 parts of the level during the speedrun. Here it is. Our friend, the wrecking ball. I came hit like this.
That we luckily skip because there's a skip called Wrecking Ball Skip. And you can all thank me for doing that skip.
So yeah, World 3, we're gonna go out of bound another time. This time though, it's because they didn't put an invisible wall or a rock at this part of the game. For no reason, I think. Well, we don't really know.
Well, it's probably, I assume they just missed that.
Yeah, so yeah, here they're just a hole that you can go through in. And there's conveniently a second hole where you can go back in. Because you can't really go back in out of bound usually, except if there's a hole somewhere. Because there's no way to roll into an upper lava. Yeah, unfortunate thing, if you fall in the out of bound section, you just fall infinitely.
Yeah. Side note to me, I need to practice the timing need to figure out when exactly I have to kind of let go. That's just sad right now. That was an insanely fast run that I kind of now threw away.
Damn, you got 3 gold.
Yep. I was like... So, as I already said, the Sonic skin is good, but I don't think it's good for 3 because of many positional things for me. And muscle memory.
Excuses.
Excuses, I know.
So yeah, we might have time for a donation or 2. We got a $5 donation. Hi, I'm from Missouri. I like cats, and this Sonic makes me think like a cat, so I like this game. Okay, I'm not tired.
It's fine. Oh, it's so dark. There we go.
So yeah, there's a hole here, and we can skip the fighting. There's a lot of fighting here. If we're too fast, the drone doesn't spawn. So it's a bit faster to go out of bound here.
With my trend of being too fast with bunny hopping, it takes roughly 15 seconds for the enemies to load in sometimes. And then you have to clear all the enemies, which take another, I would say, roughly 10 to 15 seconds. So, good doing the out of bounds. Oh yeah, and another cutscene. Well,
So yeah,
it's fine. You remember how I said I choked?
Yeah. It's because you're looking at the timer.
It's not really
Yes,
I'm looking at the timer. I just looked at the time at one point. Like I keep sometimes
And then you
having
choke. So yeah, the lava is rising at this part. It doesn't really matter. We're too fast. And then there's a cutscene. Do you want to explain the cutscene or?
Well, so this is the final cutscene basically. It's unskippable, but I tap out and back in to go ahead and start killing the enemies because this is another gauntlet and we need to kill every single enemy in here. So I'm going ahead and trying to clear as many enemies as possible already in advance. So there's less enemies to take care of after I finish this cutscene. And that's actually quite a lot faster. Then we just go and skip some cutscenes.
So,
And
10.
3.
So yeah, 10 cutscene to skip with a bit of movement in between. It's quite something. If you want to practice your menuing, you should practice the end of World 3. It will be useful for any game in the future where you have to do menuing.
Yeah, also a very important part of the game is when you start a run, move your mouse cursor to the top right or top left, so you don't accidentally overlap with your mouse cursor with the menu, because that can actually kill runs with menuing.
So here, boss fight. How does the boss work? We have to take the magnet, send back the missile to him, Then we're gonna use the orb to slow the time, and we're gonna try to kill him in one cycle by doing all of our attack the fastest way possible by mashing. And we didn't get it, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to wait for a second cycle. Usually when you fight the boss casually, there's 3 cycles. We can do it in 1 when we're fast enough. We're gonna do it in 2 now. He's gonna kill it by sending the missile, or...
Yes, I would if I would have looked at the game.
So yeah, where he was down there on the 3rd phase, there's a green goo in there that gives you damage if you fall over there. But we won't see that phase. It's just gonna take the missile, send it, and kill it, and that's time. And yeah, last
Come on
word.
now, you big goof.
Subestimate, underestimate. Again. I'm messing so much up. I'm super happy. Oh yeah, so yeah, thanks to the Skylar Plux community. They are an amazing bunch of people. It's a very small but very tight community. If you really enjoy bunny hopping, platformers, this is the game to speedrun. It's super fun, super addicting, I promise you. There are a lot of resources out there. There's an outdated tutorial, but it teaches you some of the basics, and you can just watch the world record and some of the runs on the leaderboard and learn that way. And yeah, if you're interested in the game, you can join our Discord. You can find the link on the speedrun.com page. And thanks again, Cuddy, for helping me commentating with the run so I could focus. Much love to him. Yeah,
Thank you for inviting me. And as a last word, as a community ambassador for the developer of this game, they're making a remake. So if you like bunny hopping, because there's gonna be a bunny hopping in this game, stay tuned.
Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna go and say, I want to blame the Sonic skin, but at the same time it was me. But quite frankly, I blame the Sonic skin.
I blame the Sonic skin for the 3 gold you got.
No, yeah, that as well. That is Sonic. That's the power of Sonic. But when it came, but for real, like I feel like the bigger model is just really awkward to work with in the section where you have to stand on a specific and precise platform. Felt really weird.
I've never tried any skin, so I can't really tell.
Well, the Samus skin is pretty much like the Skylar skin, so there's not much of a difference outside of that it looks like Samus and I like it. But I can show you again really quick if I load in here. Like, just look at the jetpack animation and how wide it is. Okay, just stand here and we just quickly go and restart the game, change the model again.
We need a new model.
Sonic 1, that's Samus 1. Also, I just generally feel like the Samus Aran 1 fits better. The character, I don't know.
Placebo effect, or whatever you call it in English.
I don't know. I just like it. But in general, it's just cool that you have mods. As a direct comparison, like, look how small this is.
Sonic 1 seems higher, taller.
Yeah, yeah. And that makes it a little bit awkward to work with, in my opinion. The Samus one is nice.
But the Samus one feels smaller than
Actually,
the normal one, I think.
let me stand in the corner here, right in this corner. Let me just.
I took a screenshot.
Right. Yeah, there's gaming going on right there. Oh, First of all, we are actually looking now if the mods are actually different, like the modded models have different heights. Alright.
Okay, no, they're all about the same height.
Alright, so those are the same pretty much. And now I'll do it again with the Sonic one. Wait, can I do it mid-game? I mean, there's only one way to find out, I guess. Sonic...
It might crash the game.
I don't know, let's see. No, it just doesn't load. Right, gotta restart the game. But yeah, there's mostly speedrun practice going on and me throwing away runs. The usual.
As you can see on the split. Minus 16 plus 2.
Yeah, he's definitely taller.
Not by that much though. Maybe a head, a Skylar head.
Yeah. Is he wider?
Where is my screenshot? It doesn't seem wider.
Well, then it's just probably me being confused by the head. And he looks taller, actually. But I think, yeah, it's just the height.
Yeah, it's just the head.
Okay. I'll give Sonic one more shot. I'll give Sonic one more shot. Yes, here's another shot to redeem himself. Alright. So, third time the charm, I guess. SpeedCon commentary practice. Are you okay with the last time?
Yeah.
Okay then, hello, I'm at CW7. This is Skylar Plux Any. I'll show you the run, and I'm joined by Cuddy Flame, who's gonna help me with the commentary because I have to. It's gonna be very difficult for me to commentate.
Hi, I'm Cutty Flame, world record holder, and like he said, I'm gonna commentate, although I have no Discord stream.
Oh, oh, by the way, it's she, not he.
Oh, sheep.
I know that. Whatever. Fine.
There.
Alright, timing starts once we move, so I'll just load in, and you give me please a countdown when to start the timer and start the run.
Alright, so you're ready? Yes.
Yes, I am.
In 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Skylar Plux. This is a 3D platformer. The main mechanic we're gonna see in the game is the bunny hopping, as you can see right now. This is achieved by jumping as soon as you're landing. The game doesn't register it as landing, so you keep your speed and then build it up more and more. So when you fail a bunny up, you reset completely your momentum, and that's when you start to lose time in this game. But going fast is the way to go. So here is the first cutscene. You can move in the first cutscene. This is not something that is planned in the other cutscene, since you cannot move. But we'll explain more about that later. So this was the tutorial. It's short, we know, but that's how we like it. So back into the main hub. This is the main hub of the game. We're gonna go back to here after each level. There's basically a 3 level beside the tutorial and the hub world that we're all gonna see, so I'm gonna explain them later also. There was a new route change also. Usually we collected 300 shard and then we freed the Loa. This again.
That's fine.
Yeah, so we usually freed the Loa, but right now we're gonna go out of bound on the first door. The way we do it is there's an invisible wall on the left side of the door that we didn't know for a while, but there's no invisible wall on the right side. So we're gonna be able to enter the right side just like that, and we're in World 1. We're gonna climb the mountain here. It's not the intended design, but since the rock have collision, we're gonna use that to our advantage. So this here, if you're fast enough, you can get pushed by the hammer and you get a big speed boost, which make things a bit faster, but unfortunately we had to go for the backup. And we're gonna grab the jetpack. Do you want to explain more about the jetpack?
I'll do so. The jetpack is one of 3 power-ups you can collect in the game. Jetpack gives you the amazing ability... Oh no. The amazing ability to jump higher, glide, and to roll. The roll is actually particularly interesting in the speedrun later on, but of course it's also very useful to just glide.
So yeah, gliding is gonna be the main thing we're gonna use the jetpack for. Basically, by gliding, you're not touching the ground as much. So you're not gonna lose momentum, as you have less chance to lose momentum since you can just glide instead of always having to bunny up on the ground, which is gonna make things much easier. President Freeman. So yeah, and like he said, there's the super jump ability. It's higher than a double jump, but you cannot double jump after doing the super jump, unfortunately. Or else we'll be able to skip way more thing, I think. But yeah, here we're gonna reach the end of the first level. We have to collect 3 artifacts, as like I said, 3 level at the end of each thing. And we're gonna go back to the main hub to give the artifact to the cage Loa since we didn't free it. Then they're gonna unlock the door for the second world, and then we're gonna etc, etc. So yeah, he opened the second door. Fun fact, on the console version, they have an older version of the game. So there is no invisible wall on top of the second world, and you can go in it without unlocking it. But on PC, it's a newer version of the game, so there is an invisible wall that you cannot go through, so you have to open the door, absolutely. World 2, this is the place where you want to practice your bunny hopping. You can go so fast over all of this with a perfect bunny up, but it's pretty hard because the ground is always uneven. Second cutscene. I said you could not move during the cutscene, but you can with a special trick. You have to Alt-Tab out of the game and back in game. Can you go on the ground? I think you have a chance to go on the ground. No?
Oh my god. Oh no! Yeah, that's a yikes. Alright, this is now fully blind.
I have no word. It's practice for a SpeedCon, a marathon, speedrun marathon. So I'm commentating in his choking.
I just want to point out I made it nearly to the other side of the thingy. Okay, so note to myself, don't be greedy. Don't do this again. That's the first thing, like...
Get a backup file, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. I will, like before, I will do 2 runs where I get a backup file for World 2 and 1 for World 3. Wait, where can I softlock on World 3? Actually, I just need 1 for World 2, end of World 2, and I get
2 for World 2. 1 for the tree and 1 for there.
Yeah, I guess that's good.
That's what I did for GDQ.
Well, so let's pretend this never happened, shall we? That was just me being stupid. No, SpeedCon is, yeah, speedrunning marathon, and I just want to practice a little bit, and Cuddy is gonna help me with commentary. So he agreed on, well, commenting with me and hopping on to, like, just practice commentary. Alright. Oh, that is so unfortunate.
I'm gonna try to not run out of breath on the first world this time.
If you need a break or something, you can always, like, either just slow down or ask me something. Like, if I'm super focused, or just ask for donations. Or, like...
I just didn't have enough air to reach my brain.
Unfortunate happens. Okay, yada yada, SpeedCon, Matzy, Cuddy helping me with commentary. Let's cut the intro. Give me a countdown.
I am the ambassador of RNG game. So 3, 2, 1, and go. So this is Skylar Plux. It's a 3D platformer, and the main mechanic we're gonna see in the speedrun is the bunny hopping. It was intended by the dev, but just as a bonus mechanic, not as a main thing of the game. The way it works is that when you land, you're gonna jump at the same... well, there's more or less 5 frame windows to jump back, and the game won't register you as falling onto the ground, so you will keep your momentum. Because in-game you get more momentum by falling down. So yeah, you accumulate that momentum when bunny hopping and going faster and faster. We just went through the first cutscene, he was able to move there. We'll talk about it more in the other cutscene. This one is special, you don't have to do anything, but there's a special trick for the other one. But like I said, it's story for later. So we are going in the hub world, where he did a glitch where he skipped the cutscene too fast, and the game is all blurry now. Why does it happen? We don't know. I actually don't have any reasonable explanation for this.
That's fine,
But
I just put off my glasses and I can see perfectly fine.
But yeah, we are into the hub world. We're gonna go back here another 2-3 times. It's part of the story. There was a route change since the world record, where usually we would collect shard and save the Loa, which would lose maybe 8 seconds on the tutorial. But right now we're just skipping that, because we found an out of bound. We tried in the past to go out of the bound on the first world by going on the left side of the door, but there was an invisible wall, so we stopped there. But someone recently said, hey, maybe there's no wall on the right, and they were right. There is no invisible wall on the right side of the door, so you can just jump over it and skip it. So yeah, it's approximately a 20-second time save by not collecting all the shard and not saving the Loa. So back to the World 1, where we just climbed the mountain, not the usual way, because we can. And we're gonna use the hammer to gain a big speed boost. They made it a bit too strong, so we can use that to our advantage and skip a part of the level. To reach the first item, the jetpack. Do you want to talk about it?
Sure, so the jetpack is one of 3 power-ups in the game. It's the first one we collect, and it basically gives us a few things. So first of all, we can glide with it, we can do a very high jump with it, jetpack jump, and lastly, we can roll with it. And all of those moves are very important to us in the speedrun. They are all not necessary to beat the game, but they are helping us all to beat the game much faster.
Yep, so the glide is gonna be the most important one. When bunny hopping, you keep touching on the ground.
Today I learned you can actually fall in there. I didn't know that this part of the waterfall wasn't solid.
Yeah, it's the only waterfall that's solid actually. The other aren't.
Huh. You learn something every day.
But yeah, you're gonna use the gliding so you don't have to touch the ground as much and you can keep a lot of momentum. Of course, if you bunny up, you're gonna gain more momentum, but there's also a higher chance of losing it, so it's just safer to glide at a certain point. The speed gain isn't worth it, since we also move a lot and we cannot keep the momentum when doing 180s and stuff. So back to the story, this is the end of World 1. We're gonna collect an artifact. There is 3 artifacts in this game. Lol. And we're gonna give them to the Loa so she can unlock the second and third door when we're gonna have the second artifact. A fun fact, on the console version, they have an older version of the game. So we do not have to collect the artifact in World 1. We can just start with World 2 and go into an invisible wall that isn't present on console since it's an older version. But on PC, we have an invisible wall, so we have to open the door and do World 1. So yeah, back into World 2, we're gonna collect our first item here, the time orb. It's gonna enable us to slow down the time and go back in time for some altar. So right here you see him moving into the you see her moving into the cutscene. I told you we cannot, but there's a trick to move in the cutscene. When you alt tab out of the game and back into the game, you will cancel somehow the look the cutscene puts on you, and you will be able to move in the cutscene. So we're gonna be able to see it a little bit more and explain it a little bit more later. But right now we're gonna go over the temple. There are 7 puzzles in the temple. Only 3 of them are required to spawn the second artifact. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna enter the temple through the end because it's faster than doing the first 4 puzzles. And we're gonna start with the first puzzle. Again, after the puzzle, there's gonna be an unskippable cutscene. So he's gonna alt tab back out of the game and back in. He's gonna be able to move. Pressing all direction to just reset the character somehow. Movement is a bit tricky in the cutscene. So yeah, the tree is gonna spawn and he's gonna move. You can see him moving right now. It's not completely blind, but it's still pretty hard to do. And he's gonna start to do the second puzzle before the cutscene even ends. The second puzzle teach you how to do the third puzzle. But since it's so easy to do the second puzzle, people forget about it and spend a lot of time doing the third puzzle. I can tell you about it.
Yeah, so many people are doing that, including myself. Like when you do this casual for the first time, you just forget about... It's really not a difficult puzzle, but you forget about the simple logical things. It's something a lot of people are messing up.
Yeah, the solution is there in the second puzzle, but you spend maybe a minute doing it and then you just forget about it. And then the third puzzle came in and I can see people trying for 30 minutes to do it and not accomplish it. There's at least 3 ways I know how to do it. That's fine. And we're gonna just use the fastest way that we know of. Well, based on how the puzzle is set up, it's always set up the same way. So we're always doing the puzzle in the same way. So yeah, third cutscene, do you want to tell us why it's so hard to move in the third cutscene?
Yeah, so the other 2 cutscenes basically have the... well, basically your movement in the cutscene is based off your camera position and camera angle. So, basically, wherever your camera is pointing towards changes the angle of your input, or like where your character would be moving. And in this cutscene in its particular, there are many camera angle changes, so getting up is quite tricky, so you always would have to constantly adjust to it. Also, the camera itself is really bad, for visibility's sake. And it's just basically very difficult, and you can easily softlock, and I'd rather not, especially not in a marathon run.
So yeah, one thing we didn't talk about that we're gonna talk about because it's coming up. Water or any liquid, when you touch them, you get stuck into an animation, and then it respawns you on the ground. But there's a way to cancel that, and I'm gonna let Maxi explain that to you.
Alright, so as I already explained in World 1, the jetpack gives us a few abilities, a few things that you can do. One of it is doing a roll, and the rolling animation overrides other animations, such as the staggered animation. And the game calculates basically when you're getting staggered and you hit like a liquid, the game checks when you last stood on solid ground. And this is, in this case, it's the ground that you land on after you roll through. And basically that way, the game puts you below the liquid that would hit you. And this gives you the ability to basically skip it. I blame Sonic. I need to
So yeah,
practice this.
This is the armor skip. The armor is really slippery. There's like two places. Two places you can stand it, one on either side. But it's really hard to put it. And then we have to go on top of it and use the super jetpack ability before the armor swing. Because if it swing, we're gonna get sent off the armor again. So yeah, this is gonna be a small checkpoint that we take for safety. If you're going for world record, you can skip it and save maybe 5 seconds. But this is a marathon, so we're gonna get it. And we're gonna do a second out of bound trick. This is gonna work the same way as the first one, where we just roll into the liquid. We're gonna save our position under it, and then we're gonna go back inbound. Or not. This is something that can happen. The ground loads too fast, or the ground load at the wrong place when you reach some place, and you will be stuck in it. That's the only downside to this trick. Because when we're out of bound, the loading is completely different.
So in this case, in this scenario, I would want to have enough momentum basically and enough speed so the game wouldn't load in fast enough. However, reaching that speed is very difficult as we cannot double jump at all. If we double jump, we basically get stuck. So right now I'm trying to get the right angle, the right height and the right speed to clip through. I didn't get it 2 times now, so I'll go for the backup, or well, the old trick, which is slightly slower, but it's safe.
It's not too safe, but it's, yeah. Yeah, there's 2 ways to do the out of bound now. So yeah, the other one is still hard, but it's more consistent about the loading time. That's the only thing that matters, I think. Everything else is pretty much easy to do.
I just failed it because I'm not used to doing this anymore. And I kind of messed up the muscle memory there for me. That's all. But yeah, there's nothing... You cannot pretty much get stuck there. Well, you can, but...
If you're too late.
Yeah, but then you have to be very, very late. It's rather about not hitting. So there's an invisible kill plane as well in there. I tried to avoid it with the first out of bounds trick I did as well. That's why I was very low and very close to the lava in order to avoid it. And yeah, and here it's about just basically jumping barely below as well. Yeah, speaking of out of bounds.
Another one. This one was a mistake on the dev. They just forget to fill up a hole in the level design, or 2 since we can go back into the game. So yeah, there's a small hole here that we can go outside of it. It's gonna allow us to skip a fight. When we're too fast, the fight doesn't spawn, so we have to wait for the fight to spawn. Then we have to do the fight, then there's a cutscene. And then we can reach the part that we're trying to reach right now by doing the out of bound. So yeah, there's another hold right here.
Yeah, the enemies, I even just saw it, like some of them just loaded in, so we would have been there for a few more seconds, like roughly 15 more seconds, and that way it's just way faster. And yeah, escape sequence.
The lava is rising, and this one is rising really slowly. There's a high chance we won't really see it close to us
Unless I fall down.
unless you fall down. That's why it's a high chance and not 100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, here. Oh, go ahead.
So basically here we use the upwards momentum you can get from the ventilation, fan, whatever you want to call it. And that way we basically get higher than quote unquote somewhat intended. And this helps us reach this higher grappling hook node. And that way we can just skip a lot of the platforming segments before. Alright, I tried to kill some of the enemies before I spawned into this area. So this is another one of those cutscenes where we can't skip it. But we need to kill all enemies, and then we need to bring this fuse over here. And then we have a few more cutscenes, and that's the third world done.
Yep, we have 10 cutscenes to skip. It's quite a lot, but it's whatever. I mean, they could have put it into like 3 cutscenes. They decided to put it into 10. It practices our menuing at least. There's a little bit of everything in this game. Menuing, platforming, puzzle. What else do you need?
Quite frankly, this is a pretty perfect speed game. The only thing that's sad is that it's short. But that's only so short. Well, the game itself is not too long, but we also broke the game quite a lot.
So yeah, final boss fight, we're gonna use the magnet, send back the missile to the boss, and we're gonna slow time and try to mash our way into a first cycle.
I messed up that. I let go of the time slowing ability. And I tapped it twice. This is so... Oh. Could have gotten in one cycle, it's fine. It
So
saves,
on a normal, yeah. Go ahead.
saves quite a bit of time, but I missed it. And still below underestimate. Oh, I forgot to.
Time.
It's actually interesting. Every single run has been around like 14 to 16 minutes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's super satisfying. This game is like quite... This is... I don't know. My crack. If I would be addicted to crack or something. But for real, it's so goddamn addicting, and I love to play it. Otherwise I wouldn't have so many attempts and didn't play it for that much.
How many hours do you have on Steam?
On Steam, not that much. I only have 120 hours roughly.
Only.
But I played so much without Steam, especially in the time where I was where I didn't have internet, so I didn't play on Steam because you can run the game without Steam being open. They just ran it.
I have 109 on Steam,
Yeah.
and I only run it on Steam. So 120 is a lot.
I mean, that also explains why I'm pretty okay at the game. But then again, I feel like the barrier is super low. Barrier of entry is super low, but the skill ceiling is so high, and this is so cool.
It is.
Yeah, I'm one of the first 3 runners of the game, or 4. I think Barari came in a little bit later. But it's such a lovely community. I'm super happy what Skylar Plux came out to be. I wish it had more runners, of course. It's like, of course, you always want that. Well, most of the time you want that for your speed. But it's still great for what it is. I just wish there would be a way to remove the money collection aspect of 100%. Because I want to run kind of 100%, but the money collection part is just putting me off.
Cheat engine. It crashed the game though, at least when I tried. After 2 minutes of playing, it always crashed.
I mean, I'm like in some games I'm one of the quote unquote OG runners. In other games I'm like what runner number 239 something. In the end it's like I just love my game that I speak. And then there's some games that are just memes.
Most, for me. Like Fun Fury.
Huh? Oh
We
no.
don't talk about that.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, Fur Fun, not Fun Fury. Sorry.
Very fun. Ah! And we talked
Final
so much.
bust. A cucumber.
We made so much fun about the game back, like in the Boop Troop as well. It's. But you know what is the biggest? Oh, now I think it's now better, but we all like Balan Wonderland is also like one of those very questionable like mediocre games that exist.
Hmm.
Have you seen Balan Wonderland?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's it was like this. I think it was like an indie platformer-ish game, but they had Square basically giving them rendered cutscenes. So, you know, Kingdom Hearts as cutscene, like high quality, and then like mediocre gameplay. It just feels really weird.
Okay, I can see it in the trailer.
Just
Trailer looks good though.
yeah, but the gameplay sadly isn't as good as it, which is sad. How late is it, by the way? How long have I been?
1 hour, 53 minutes, and 37 seconds.
I guess
39,
I give
40.
Sonic a very last time. Because other like afterwards I need to start cooking. I want to try out my rice cooker. Got a new rice cooker. Oh,
Nice.
got a rice cooker. The first place. So I'll just do one more run, and then I'm gonna go probably someone or something. Right.
Fine by me.
So one of the actually, how is everyone doing? How are you doing? Yeah.
I am doing good. I'm
Right.
almost reaching 300, 100%.
Wait, excuse me, I did not fully understand.
I have 289 game at 100% achievement on Steam.
Ooh.
Getting closer to 300.
Same. Wait, that's the spirit. Alright.
You don't have 100% on Skylar Plux?
No.
Disappointed.
Because I don't know why, but apparently I'm still missing the achievement punch 50 enemies.
It reset with game file.
Flatten 10 lowers.
It's in one game file, basically.
Oh, pick up at... Oh, no. Yeah, I deleted all my save files. Of course, I'm not doing any. And I also never 100% in the game. I guess I gotta do it one. Yeah. Alright, one last run. Yeah, Matzy, Skylar Plux. How are you doing today? Joined by Cuddy Flame, he's gonna help me with commentary. The run is very demanding and I can't commentate all the time, so I need to focus.
Hi, I'm Cuddy Flame, world record holder and a community manager for this game. And I'm gonna be commentating whenever you're ready.
Right. Yeah, Hundo is also really boring, not gonna lie. Jumping out of character right now. Hundo is very annoying. It's not really boring, but the fact that you need to grind money as well to open up all the cages is the thing that turns me off from running 100%. Because what was it, 100 shards for a cage?
Yes.
And you cannot basically get 100 shards in a normal enough shards in a normal playthrough. You need to reload checkpoints to farm shards. Yeah, exactly. And I wish I'm 1 point for maybe I'm gonna look into it to mod out the cages or like the cost at all. Need to look into that first though, like how to do that. My backlog of things I have to do is quite long. Anyways, alright. So give me a countdown and I'll start. What's the countdown?
Alright, so 10, 9, no, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Skylar and Plux. This is a 3D platformer. The main mechanic we're gonna use in the speedrun is the bunny hopping. This is intended by the dev as a bonus thing, but this was not intended for a casual playthrough. So how the bunny hopping works is that when you jump right before landing, the game won't count you as landing. So your falling speed will keep getting higher and higher, which will make your movement higher as well. So you will go zoop really fast. So this is the first cutscene. You saw her moving in the first cutscene. It won't happen again because you cannot move in the other cutscene, but we'll talk more about that later. Thank you, President Freeman. But yeah, the main mechanic is the bunny hopping. If you fail a bunny hopping, you're gonna lose all your momentum. So that's really the tricky part about this game. But it's usually really fine. Even for an entry runner, you can still chain 3 bunny up and 3 bunny up. And it's still way faster than walking, because walking in this game is really slow. So right now we are here in the hub world, where we're gonna go back 3 times. There was a route change recently where we don't save the Loa in the cage, and we go out of bound in the first door instead. In the past we tried going above the door, but we found out that we cannot go above the left side and we just gave up. But someone decided recently, what if there's no invisible one on the right side? And they were right. So we don't have to save the Loa again and we can just enter World 1 without collecting the shard. Right now sorry, I need to keep that under control. She's climbing the wall. It's not intended, and if you go fast enough you can use the hammer to get a speed boost. It's really hard, so we're gonna do the backup and get the jetpack instead. Do you want to tell us how the jetpack works?
Sure, I'll do that. So the jetpack gives us a few more moves that we can work with. It's one of 3 upgrades in the game that you can collect. So the first thing it does, it gives you a very high jump, a jetpack jump that increases basically how high you can jump, and it's higher than a double jump, so that you can reach high places. Then, as you can see, you can hover with it. That increases distance you can fly over, and yeah, helps you traverse a lot of pits distance. And lastly, there's the roll and the jetpack roll jump, which is also going to be useful later on.
So yeah, the jetpack gliding is the most useful thing in the game. Like I said, each time you jump, you have the chance to lose your momentum if you get a bad bunny upping. So we're gonna try to glide as much as possible to not touch the ground and not get chance to lose our momentum. We could of course try to get it higher, but it's pretty hard. So gliding is just gonna be easier. So out of World 1, we just picked up the first artifact. There's gonna be 3 artifacts we need to collect to finish the game. So we're gonna head up into World 2. Fun fact, on the console version, they have an older version of the game, so there's no invisible wall above the second world and you can just completely skip World 1. Unfortunately on PC it's a newer version, so we have to unlock it with the artifact. So yeah, like you can see right now, we use the glide just to glide over the long surface of thing and skipping a lot of the intended way. But here we are picking up our second item. You see her moving into a cutscene. I said you could not before, but there's a trick actually to allow you to move in the cutscene. If you alt tab out of the game and back in, you can start moving in the cutscene. It just overrides the lock it put on your character for some reason. So you're gonna be able to just start moving again before the unskippable cutscene and reach longer distance than just waiting around for the cutscene to end. The second item, I'm gonna talk about it now. It's slow time, just like what you see right now. Or it also go back in time if you activate a shrine with it. It's not really useful, but we still unfortunately need it to activate these puzzles. We skipped the... Oh, go for it.
We don't see a lot of the time orb thingy mechanics. It's similar to if you played Skyward Sword, the back in time orb stuff, but yeah. That's pretty much it.
Here is another cutscene where we're gonna alt tab back out of the game and in, and we're gonna move in the cutscene. It's an unskippable cutscene, so it's just saving time to do that, and we're gonna even start the second puzzle before the cutscene ends. The second puzzle teaches you how to do the first puzzle, but since it's so short, even in a casual playthrough, you forget about it and you can spend a lot of time doing the third puzzle in a casual playthrough. I can tell you about it. And so do you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's another cutscene. If you have a donation, that would be perfect.
Hi, I'm Granny. I donate $5 because I like donating money to charity. Hi, grandson. How are you doing? Are you on TV? I see you on TV.
Alright, so now we reach the third puzzle.
Yeah, so like I said, it's really hard in casual playthrough if you don't realize that the second puzzle is teaching you how to do it. But since we know the solution by heart, it's just really easy to do. And we're gonna have a third cutscene, however it's a bit different for this one. Do you want to explain why?
Really, so the third and last cutscene is quite difficult to maneuver through. You can still maneuver through the cutscene, but the problem is that your movement inside of the cutscene, or in general, is based on your camera. And because the camera in the cutscene is fixed and we cannot influence the position of the camera, it's really difficult to move through, especially because this camera changes between different angles. So I'll move to the first room to get at least somewhat faster, somewhat closer to the exit to save a little bit time, but I will not do the entire section, especially in a marathon situation, because I don't want to lose the run. You can actually soft lock.
So yeah, a thing we didn't talk about is the liquid in this game. They all have a death plane, so once you touch them, you get stuck in the damage animation and then it respawns you on the ground. So if you fall in a cutscene in the water and it saves your position right when you take damage, you're just gonna soft lock into that damage animation and not be able to do anything. But there's a way to skip it, and I'll let Matsi explain it.
Alright, so, well, as I already noted earlier, the jetpack has like the jetpack jump, gliding, and also roll. And figures this roll animation is quite special. So what the animation does is basically it overrides different animations, including the staggering animation. So what kill planes or liquids here do is normally when you go into a liquid, you get damage and the staggered animation plays. And then you're getting sent back to the last position where you stood still. However, if you cancel the animation, you can... Oh well, basically... Oh no. Oh no. Not again. Let me just focus.
Alright, so this is called the hammer skip. It's really hard to do because there's only 2 specific parts where you can stand on the hammer. And you have to super jump right before it swing back because it's gonna make you fall down if you don't super jump fast enough when you're on top of it. So right now we're gonna do another out of bound the same way. She explained it, where we're just gonna roll inside the dead plane. We're gonna save our position under that dead plane. And then we're gonna try to reach the next part of the level without soft locking. I think you're jumping too late. That's the problem, I think.
Well, I'm not having a second jump, that's the first problem.
Oh.
So, because I need the second jump for more momentum. So this one should be better. Yeah, no, that was a little bit too early or late. Well, I'm doing the backup now.
So yeah, the first version is the faster one. We have a backup. The backup doesn't get you stuck inside the wall, but sometimes it can not load properly. It's rare though. So yeah, we're gonna use the backup or not. Well, we're still gonna use it. And we have time for another donation. Yes, it's you on the TV. It is just like that TV show on the TV. Sorry.
It's
I'm
fine.
not tired, I swear. We have $5 for... I already made that anonymous joke.
$5 donation from Anonymous. Hello. Greetings from Germany. Long time viewer, first time donator. Love speed runs. Glitches are cheating. Alright. Please.
I
no.
heard this is speed cons, but there is speed pros. Why there's only cons?
Okay, I just want to point out this run was actually pretty nutty. I need to practice the last parts of World 3 a lot more.
Last time I checked, your gold was 1311. Your sum of best, I mean. And now it's 1303.
Anyways, back into character. Alright,
Yeah.
so this is the backup. It's much safer. It's, however, also slower because you need to maneuver around, and the extra distance you travel is so much. And on a world record or like PB at my time zone around 9 times, you start doing the more risky and faster strats, which sadly also includes resetting if it fails. So yeah, this is the backup.
Right, so the baguette, we can get stuck inside the elevator, kind of. We can also trigger this metallic plate to create a platform for us, or we can grab the ball that we almost never see in the speedrun, but that appear a lot in the casual playthrough. So here there's the third out of bound. It's gonna be different, it's just that Dev forget a hole in this wall. So we're gonna go casually inside of it. And we're gonna go through another end of the hole a bit later that they also forget, fortunately enough for us. By doing that, we're skipping a fight. The robot don't spawn. Usually they take like 5 seconds to spawn when you reach them. Then you have to beat the robot, and then you have to wait for a cutscene. But we just skip all of that. And we can grab the ball right here. We're gonna destroy the factory. There's gonna be lava rising really slowly. Kind of like that episode where Butter tried to drown the world with one hoses open.
Oh god. But yeah. So the only case you can see the lava is looking down or falling down, pretty much. But that falling down should never happen in speedrun. And if it does, that's pretty bad. But yeah. Yeah, and this is also new. Well, it existed since some time already, but I was really bad at doing it. But I practiced it to get consistent at this trick, and it's actually pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it. Anyway, so this is another cutscene. I'm moving in this cutscene as well. This is a gauntlet, so I need to clear and kill some enemies in it. So I'll just running ahead in the cutscene and start killing them already. So it's I have already most of them killed once I load back into the cutscene. And I only need to kill a few more. And yeah, 10 cutscenes.
10 cutscene indeed. I've counted them. It's a lot, and they don't tell you that much story honestly once you watch them. It should just take demo kind of. At least practice your menuing. So in this game there's puzzle, there's good movement, there's menuing. Everything a speed game need. And we're gonna go into the final boss. The final boss is gonna attack you with his hand. And we're gonna use the magnet to send back the missile he sent us afterward. We're gonna then slow down the time, I mean. And we're gonna try to one-cycle the boss by mashing button.
I need to definitely practice again because I feel like my rhythm is off for this. I'm pressing the wrong buttons for sure.
And a casual playthrough, there's more or less 3 or 4 cycles, but we only see 2 maximum in the speedrun. And boom, dead. Time. Pretty good run. Any last word?
Yes, so I'm gonna skip the cutscene so you don't get spoiled. The amazing plot of this game you don't want. Okay, jokes aside. Yeah, I want to shout out the Skylar Plux community. They are a bunch of lovely people. Speedrunning scene is amazing. Even when we're small, they are all very welcome, very warming. The game is amazing. It's super addicting and it's super easy to get into, but it's you can improve so much. The scaling is so high up there. So this is a pretty much perfect game. It has movement, it has glitches, it has menuing, and it has pretty much everything you want to see in a speed game. And yeah. Also, I want to thank you a lot for helping me out with commentary. Thanks for having me on SpeedCon, and yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
Also, there is a second game coming up. And they said they keep b-hopping, so
Stay tuned for that.
nice. Yeah, SpeedCon will be interesting. I'm very
What about
confident.
Speed Pro?
This joke is like oofa. But yeah, I'm super happy about finally being on a speedrunning marathon again. And it has been like quite some time since I've participated in one.
Same, well. I've only participated in one, and that wasn't SpeedCon.
Yeah, the last one I participated in was I think ESA Together it was. Yeah. In case you're interested in the schedule for SpeedCon is this one. Yeah, to be honest, the only game I'm really running is Skylar Plux because Skylar Plux is just addicting to me, and I love playing it. And there's no game that is like gives me the same satisfaction. And the problem is getting Skylar Plux into marathons is just hard. it got declined at ESA at this point, which is sad, but at the same time, I guess somewhat understandable. And I just really want to get into more marathons, but the only other games I'm doing is Darksiders 3, and I'm really bad at Darksiders 3. I need to get better, and there's just many games I want to learn as well. But right now, the only game I'm really looking for, speedrunning wise, outside of, would be actually like Skylar Plux 2. But that will take some time. And
A remake, not 2.
yeah, remake. It's for me the second game in the series. Oh, the other game I'm speedrunning is Sea of Thieves, but the only speedrun I do in there is basically killing the server. Because we bully people. Yeah, it's just...
Bullying is bad, okay.
Well, at one point maybe, because I've seen you actually do runs of it. Like I often lurk in your streams. I see, and it's super cool. It looks really cool. I might want to pick it up at one point. But for now, I don't know. Like work and everything is just flawed. I just. Oh, have you seen? By the way, I got invited by some well, I got invited by some developers to basically what was it, to basically try to beat the devs in speedruns in their own game.
In which one?
Kazi and the Wild Mask, a 2D platformer. I mean, let me find it.
Water.
There's the video. I basically got a few days. I mean, we can watch it together, I guess. Let me just go. No, not this capture. And so I can close live. It was still good though, good practice. That's definitely.
Oh, it released recently, right? I think I've seen the trailer for this game.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
basically.
I think I just added it to my wishlist yesterday.
I got the game pretty much because this thing, and I got a key, so I guess I own the game. My hands, it was really tricky to do speedruns of it because the buttons and key mapping was really weird, and I just got at one point very sore thumb fingers. Was it? So let's just jump to the run.
And here we are at
So basically,
this stage makes use of the shark mask, and as we can see,
quite interesting.
is already.
Yeah, I figured the spinning would be a good speedrunning thing.
Yeah,
mechanic.
because it gives you momentum when you dash into object.
Is already out of the water there, and is going to jump over these thorns and under these beams there. Cristiano
Okay, there's
does
the
same,
color
but
to
is
see where
already
you are.
behind, and Muscle07 slides down towards the shark mask, and this mask gives you these same powers like propelling your way forward.
So how's the game? I was
underwater.
thinking
As
about
you can
buying
see,
it honestly.
Muscle07 uses these powers, but has a little bit trouble getting out of the water. But it doesn't matter. The advantage over Cristiano
It
is
feels
still there,
weird.
and
It
goes
feels just
quite
weird.
a bit faster in Cristiano.
Yeah, I
Trying
was
stay
hoping
ahead
for
of
that
these
as well,
projectiles and actually
but it
take
feels
some damage
kind of
there, but it
slow.
doesn't
It
matter.
reminds me
The
more of
advantage
Kirby's Epic
is still
Yarn,
there over Cristiano,
with a lot of the
and
movement, especially with the
Muscle07 gets
transformations.
out of the water,
The
gets
shark
back into the
transformation
water
just
right
feels like
now.
the dolphin
Cristiano
from
only
Kirby's
gets
Epic
back
Yarn.
into the water right now, And Matsunobu 7 uses the hug the wall technique to
Is it a
avoid
button
these
to
projectiles.
transform,
Cristiano
or?
doesn't know about this
No,
technique.
you
As can
collect the
see,
mass and
the
then you
slaloms
transform it,
all
similar to
around
like
them.
in Kirby's Epic Yarn when you
Matsunobu 7
jump
is
into
propelling
the
their way
transformation
forward,
thingy.
and they're going through the projectiles.
I
What
didn't
a
play Kirby
technique!
Epic
Cristiano
Yarn.
doesn't know about this technique and even takes some damage here. And Matsunobu 7 is
And
actually
honestly, it
already
doesn't
done
look that
with
bad.
the stage. And Cristiano is still trying to finish
The
this stage,
wall
as you can see
technique.
through the projectiles here and to the end of the stage. And as you can see, Matsu007 takes the first stage, Bean Bay, by 10 seconds. And here we are arriving at Gusty Cliffs, and as you can see, Matsu007 is already quicker through these catapults, really knows her way through these catapults. And Cristiano has a little bit of trouble with these catapults, a little bit slower than Matsu is through these
Also, it's an
porcupines.
IL challenge
And
in the
we
whole
are
game.
at the Tiger
Yeah,
Mask, and the
3
Tiger
ILs.
Mask lets you bounce forward. As you can see, you can use this bounce to really
I love
grab
doing
onto
that.
ledges and climb upon them. And Matsu007 has an advantage over Cristiano again, like in the last stage, and goes down here into these catapults, uses the pounce to skip one of the catapults, and Cristiano goes down now.
I'm getting
He went
really
down a little
interested
bit
the more
faster,
I
but doesn't
watch
skip
this.
a catapult.
I didn't even know that you
Matsu007
could ground
bounces
pound for
forward
enemies
here
until I watched this
and
video.
on the top of the head of the beat and skips a catapult, which is a great tactic for speed running. On top of the head of the beats there, Cristiano is only at these catapults right now. Through the carrots, Matsu goes and into the catapult, and Cristiano goes on top of the heads of the beats now, but Matsu007 has such an advantage again in this stage and actually finishes the stage here. And Cristiano still has to finish the stage. Matsu has 1 minute and 7 seconds, and Cristiano is still going into the catapult, finishes the stage. And as you can see, Matsu007 beats the dev in the second stage by 12 seconds. So let's go on to the last stage. And we are at Jelly Jungle. This stage makes
He
use
looks
of
so
these
happy
jellies,
even though he
so you
lost.
can reach higher platforms.
doesn't
What's
know.
actually used a spin through those eggplants there, which was a little bit faster, as we can see, because
Yeah.
they have an advantage now over
I
Cristiano.
mean, that's great.
And they're going
Good
on
that
top of
he's
these
having fun.
jellies. And
Yeah.
skipping one of the eggplants, Matsu goes. What a great tactic to skip and save some time on
So
that.
you didn't know
Going
your
on top of
score,
these
you were
jellies,
just starting
jumping
at the
high
same
over
time?
these spikes.
No,
Oh, they're skipping
I basically
these
grinded some
jellies here
ILs
to
and should
save
send
some
in
time
like
with these jumps.
from those 3
And on
levels
top
some
of
of the
eggplants
better
with
times,
the
best
jellies
times I
in
had.
between, they both go. The advantage is small, but is there. Matsu is in the lead here. Cristiano is trying to gain, but almost takes some damage there. And Cristiano actually takes some damage from that spike, but it doesn't really matter. Going over these spikes and on top of the jellies there, sliding down towards the eggplant, skipping one of the jellies to save some time right on top of the head of the eggplant. And Cristiano doesn't know about this tactic. Matsu is already done with the stage, and there goes Cristiano is already done,
Yep.
also done with the stage, and has lost by 5 seconds. They're
3
cheering,
out of
but they
3.
don't know they have lost. Matsu007, congratulations.
Easy.
You have beat the devs on 3 of
And
these
then
3
they
stages
keep
in this
adding
first episode
more.
of Beat
No,
the Devs.
thank you.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel for more casts and the Wild Mass Beat the Devs episodes. And I hope to see you in the next one.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, and I mean, quite frankly, like it's just great to see people just still having fun. Like, because this is the spirit of speedrunning, and like he doesn't know. I didn't know their time, so basically I just recorded ILs, and once I had like times I was somewhat happy with, I sent them in footage, and then like it was like said that one of the devs is gonna go and also try to do some fast runs, and then they put them against each other. And yeah, it was just basically fun. But the controls is just really weird. Like I had really a lot of pain, physical pain actually running, because I used keyboard and mouse. Because the controller just felt very weird to me. I don't know why. And rebinding keys was another possibility. And it was just it. But it's and also like the time trials you started, as you can see. Wait. Good example. So as you see now here, you start the time trial by collecting the clock, right?
And here we are.
So, which is kind of like you don't start an IL how you would normally start an IL, and that just feels really weird, especially in the second stage. So when I was scrying for the ILs, as you can see, let's mute the volume, put it on water speed. So I had to reset, because this was also cycle based, to get a fast start, collect the clock, and still get the good cycles. Which is like, that was very annoying to deal with. Hey Lotlop. But in general, still, like, the art style is amazing. I really enjoyed the art style. I like the art style a lot, and I like the character a lot. And the transformation looked pretty cool. The game itself, I think it's a super cool casual game. I don't know how great it is as speed, because most of the speed run was basically just mashing my roll button, and it got painful for after some time. You just press X, 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 X to go fast. Maybe I should play this casually in stream as well. Because as I already said, like,
I'm really tempted to play it, honestly.
let me just quickly go. Have the video.
How much time did you have to practice?
Well, I basically did it in a week. I practiced the 3 levels in a week, and also recorded the levels in like I think not in like around a week. After work, I practiced a bit, and then I did like record the 3 ILs on the weekend. Quite happy with it. And yeah, and basically found some stuff. Didn't, of course, like for example, I didn't know that you could ground pound through groups of enemies, get through them faster. Like, I think if I played the game longer, I would have known. Well, happens to the best. Yeah.
0-1.
It was still a lot of fun. I'll just post a video for anyone who's cruising. That's the video. I posted it also on Twitter. It was still just fun to do, because and honestly, I would love to do something like that as well again. And I'm happy I got the chance. Anyways, my rice cooker is waiting. My rice cooker is waiting. So click button.
See ya later.
Exactly. Later. Oh no, I don't need a count. I'm stopping the stream. I'm not starting it.
Stopping it in 5 minutes.
No. Let me just see if I can find someone to raid. And send you over with, because I apparently have 9 viewers. I always like to look at my viewer numbers at the end of this. I have it always blocked out. Same with follow numbers, because otherwise it's always amazing to see that quite a lot of people apparently like my content. Like, at least like to lurk and give me advice and all. I like it. I appreciate it. Alright.
There's one people playing Skylar Plux. Oh, it's you.
Let me go into my following list. Who is currently streaming with not that many viewers? There's actually no one streaming. Do you have someone you could see?
I know, the highest one is at 123.
Oh, well, Rico is streaming. He's doing casual stuff. I'll send you over to Rico, because he's nice. Thanks everyone for watching, joining. Have a nice day, nice evening, afternoon, night, whatever time zone you're in. Thanks a lot again for tuning in. Thanks you also for helping with commentary practice. And, hey, I'm pretty happy with the runs practice. Guess I'm gonna go and deliver a good SpeedCon performance. So, tickets. Thanks everyone, and see ya. Time.
Oh, it's the guy that played Goose Game.
Yeah, it's a game, Code Simulator, Goose Game, also GTA a lot. See ya.
See ya.